and follow the path of His endless grace. Just a nobody, trying to shine a light for everybody. Speaking of the one somebody who is the Christ Almighty. By His love and truth we stand tall. By His joy and peace we have it all. Just longing for the world to know about the one who'll show the way we have to go. Just a nobody, trying to shine a light for everybody. Speaking of the one somebody who is the Christ Almighty. Just a nobody, trying to shine a light for everybody. Speaking of the one somebody who in the Christ Almighty. Speaking of the one who makes me whole, the Almighty God who saved my soul. Speaking of the one who lights my way, the Almighty King, He saves the day. We turn from the darkness and pain it brings, and put on the
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Let's get it. Everyone's having a great night. This link in here. We're gonna be coming in shortly. That's so good all the time. All right, here's a link here. People coming in. Feel free to, I guess, answer the question, man. We will go from later. Just let me edit that. Cool, that's right there. Cool bean. We vibing. Everything's good. All right. So yeah, people just coming in, please feel free. Probably gonna get into a whole bunch of discussions. We're not doing the usual. I have the title still on the stream right now, Democrat thing, but we're not. Even though most of our conversations go this way, for the most part, we're not going. I mean, we could still go there if you guys want. We could talk about anything you guys want to talk about, but, as far as topics. But if that, because that is still a very good question. But yeah, saying this, I don't know how people believe in this fairy tale, man. Like people, I mean, I do understand actually, but you know, Hitler described it pretty well. But yeah, it's just mind-boggling. The more you look into science, the more you study, the more you see craziness. Let me turn this down a little bit. It's a little loud. Yeah, it's pretty insane to realize. Which means a lot of people realize it, I guess, and know. Oh, I forgot to put that. They put that thing down because now someone's going to ask for it again. I don't have it. I think it was the Royal Society of London, one of the oldest science. 1 second. Orgs. Let me. Pretty sure. We're gonna get into this, guys. We're gonna get into this fairy tale. I don't know. It's craziness, man. Do a flip about that, man. Let me tell you something here. Not gonna happen. Like, yeah, I haven't done flips since I was like little. Actually, no, I guess I was a teenager when I did like that. But yeah, I don't do flips, man. I don't do that. Can't do that. Can't. Let's see. Or 2016 Royal Science Society, I think it was. We're hoping to get some good conversations. Hopefully, just some honest conversations. Where is it at? There it is again, man. Please defend your stance, yo. I get this usual emptiness when people are saying this. I'm willing to defend mine. You gotta defend yours, or you're just gonna make the empty statement. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, there's a link above your name where you could join on the stream if you think you're correct. Verbal's always better versus the delay. I don't think I posted on this one. No, never posted on that YouTube one. Why? You got the weird people, it's just weird. Definitely a liberal. I was worthless. That made no sense. Okay. And you call yourself a saint. No, you're a fool. Yeah. The false claim is crazy. But yeah, so go ahead. You're gonna defend your point there. Sorry for the cussing. I didn't see any cussing. I don't know if it mod blocked it, but yeah, feel free to say your position. How someone can't be Christian and Republican, please. As I said, I will be glad to go into the stance against Democrats. Please feel free. Please go ahead, man. I'm ready. Like I said, there's a link. Look, I'll put the link again right here, man. Link for you and anyone else. Boom, right there. The link right there. Feel free to join it. Defend your stance. But yeah, we're going to get to probably a bunch of things. But usually with Democrats, I get into that competition already. It always strays from going to talk about you can't be Christian and Democrat to about, because I mean, they usually get to that point where they concede that and they just jump to, well, God's not real, which sort of honestly counters the whole point because they're arguing that he is. But after they concede, they just showing that their true heart, yeah, they're not really Christian. Showing again that's impossible. Yeah, we're still waiting. You messaged them multiple times, and which usually happens. People always say this. They make their statement. She's in the chat. Like, can you tell us why? Go ahead. So I can give you a whole bunch. I'm ready to get this conversation right here, man. The whole point though is, like I said, to get to the truth, man. Like it's something that's not spoken about for that, but in general, it's just looks like you're running, doing the usual hit and run, huh? Can't be this and then just run away. There it is, showing that you're just not being honest, man. We need honest people, dude. It's hard to find nowadays. We'll find someone. Oh, you're still here. You can't be Christian Democrat. What in the world am I reading? You didn't. What do you? Oh, okay. There you go. I was about to say, what in the world am I just? You can't be Christian and Republican. The president literally said, I'm not Christian. That's your argument? You can't be Republican and Christian because Trump admitted he's not Christian? No one said Trump was Christian. I don't even get why you're saying he's pushing some Christian values. He's obviously not. No one's claiming. I'm not claiming Trump is Christian. I'm saying you can't be Democrat and Christian. See the difference? People keep claiming this, and I'm trying to look out for y'all. Well, one, call it the evil, the falsehoods that other people are getting deceived by because they're saying they're both. But also to wake up the people who are saying that they're trying to be like that, or people who are like low level, they don't know anything about the Democratic Party. So like, I'm like people who vote Democrat, but they don't know anything about it. But showing that you can't be of God and a Democrat. It's not possible. It's a paradox. How can you make a long list of why you can't be Democrat and Christian? Yes. They everything they believe in is antithetical. It's the opposite of Christianity. Of values, everything God stands for, and we know that David talks about he's gonna love what God loves, hate who God hates, or who hates God and what God hates. We know like abortion, which is murder, not just murder in general, it's murder of the most innocent, defenseless thing, babies. It says you can't be Democrat and Christian, not named Christian. It's not checkmate. That doesn't make sense. Again, like I said, if we can get to like talking facts, you're not really saying anything. This is what I'm talking about. When people are Democrat, they never say anything. But yeah, so maybe if I was really interrupted, the LGBTQWXYZ soup, it's an abomination. God detest it. The sexual perversion, God detest it. You get pushed. The corruption, the dishonor, the lying, any means necessary to win. Dishonor, the lack of, again, the morals, as I name these things, all very immoral, unethical, etc. And you're proving my point. If you really believe you were right, you would be trying to actually support. And see how people never try to support their thing. They just keep saying the same empty statement over without actually giving any fruit, like any support, evidence of how. They just keep saying it is. I can say I'm a unicorn 500 times. That doesn't change it. So yeah. And so I guess some people dropped. So it looks like already the usual. It's unfortunate that most people that come in chat are that. There's a lot of Democrats, man. And actually, your statement, if you read this, you're gay, you're attacking the LGBTQWXYZ super, and you're supposed to be a Democrat. Ooh, if they found out, boy, let me tell you. The hypocrisy, actually, is another good example. The contradictions that are rapid. They're just, there you go. Looks like, so anyone else who's coming in, if you guys, well, we're not even we're talking about the fairy tale of in general, the fairy tale evolution, but people are already going to the Republican thing. I guess the title's still there too, but which like I said, we can deal with either. We can deal with any topic, which no one ever wants to deal with. It just doesn't make sense. People, I don't know. The kid probably not. These people are not there. I does not know. No, he wasn't claiming to be a Christian. He was saying his name is Christian. He tried to say another thing that the guy did last time. There's not a shortage of people who are not very smart. That is for sure. Bang bang. Let's see. Oh snap. Been starting too late lately. How many started? I think I started at 11:30. I'm starting way too late. Last two times. But yeah, people who are still coming in, feel free to, like I said, respond, ask any questions about anything. I said, because when we get into evolution, depends on what part we get. It just, none of it makes sense. It's just so dumb. Yeah, this is true. This is very true, unfortunately. A whole lot. It's just the evil, man. Hate of God. Like I said, I think it's a difference between people being deceived. When people are deceived, like to fall for something when they're being simple-minded. Like this, you see a clear intention of dishonor, of evil, malicious intent, versus just like, oh, I just, I'm leaning this way because, I just don't know, or I'm doubtful, or like this is a purposeful, it's an intentional wickedness. But again, it's against God because they usually blame him. They don't know what love is, man. How could they know love? They don't know God. But yeah, it's just like this lack thereof of that. So they just attack God, almost like the Darwin thing, which is, it's not almost just like the Darwin thing. Bang bang. So we're waiting to get into it, but there's a shortage of people letting us know, saying it. So, is it? So yeah, people feeling free to say your position. Just a minute. Bang, bang, bang. Wait, oh, this is so far behind. Like, why does things keep popping up? Give me a second. I don't know if anyone's there. I'm sorry, guys, if you are. Give me a second. All right. Oh, snap. What is up, guys? Except people in the stream, feel free to state your position on the title of the stream you guys came into versus this one. I'm sorry, I was reading something. But like I said, yeah, why people believe in the fairy tale of evolution, Darwinism, neo-Darwinism, whatever you want to call it, the Big Bang, etc., etc. It just baffles me every time we think about it. Or every time I think about it in general, like there's no logic behind it whatsoever. In a holistic sense, and yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, if you're a Christian, you're accused of believing in fairy tale, which is wild because they're exactly the opposite. One has so much support, proof, not refuted, while one's nothing but refuted. It has no proof at all, never has. It's like sort of a no-brainer, but yet it's just people are so adamant about pushing it. Same thing with like you could be Democrat and Christian. That still just blows my mind to people. But I guess it doesn't. People are just being dishonest. Because like I said, if you believe something, you're gonna defend it. You're gonna try to support it, and show how it is. If you know you're lying and not being honest, you're just gonna say it and not try to support it at all. Which is what we generally see, like that guy just now. It's just foolishness, saying nonsense that people don't believe. So yeah, we shall see. So it's freezing a little bit. All right. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys who are coming in, this is actually I didn't put the link back. If people want to call in to discuss it, verse is the text. Either way, it doesn't go to my other one for some reason. But it's been about 20 minutes. It's usually a slow point where we start picking up. God willing. Once we get the one or two, we had some earlier, but yeah, they're just the usual. Let me see. Sort of on the deader side right now. What's up there, LC? What is up? I'm starting too late lately, man. I've been starting like almost 2 hours late. It's not been as good as when I started like a little earlier. But by this time, we're already like in the middle of something right now, and nothing's popping off yet, so it's sort of slow. But how's your night going, man? How's it going? What was I looking for? I was looking for some. I totally forgot. What was that? There we go. How is your night going, Mr. LC? What's up, other people like in the stream? Feel free to state your position, guys. You guys can answer the question, see if you can answer it. You can answer it in text or on the join the link. Call in. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back. The mic, and we'll get us going. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, right back, LC. All right, we back. All right, so like I said, people, welcome back, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Stop for a sec. Like I said, so we're ready to go. So you guys can answer the question. Feel free, please, and thank you. Of why people are believing in this fairy tale, aka evolution, Darwinism, yeah, the Big Bang, etc., etc. You have an awesome night there, Mr. LC. You pumped, dude. All right, my bad. What's up? Oh, what's up, Monkey Man Gaming? What's up, dude? What up, man? What is up? What is up? Sorry, we're just a little slow today. How's your night going, dude? How is it going, man? It's been a little bit. Been a couple. It's been like a week, maybe, give or take. Well, things going well. Hope you vibing. We're kicking it. Say the people, guys. I said the few. It's like what, 10 people. Feel free, people, to state your position. Like I said, if you guys agree, disagree, feel free to state it, man. Oh, we got more than 10. We got 10. Twitch is not even showing for me. We got like 13. Like I said, so yeah, feel free, guys, to state you guys' views, what you think. Is it wrong? Is it right? Why? If it is, either or. Like I said, we're gonna hopefully get this ball going, waiting for someone. Usually the person of opposition gets the conversation started and we start developing some kind of dialogue. Maybe I should just keep it. Why do people? Because I realized I was like, I'm gonna change up this time because usually you see the title on the screen right now. It's usually what we get into. You can't be Democrat and Christian, which LC, of course, you know that. Several of you guys actually know, Monkey Man, etc. Christ is God, etc. But usually it goes this route. Like we just usually go towards God doesn't exist, evolution's true. Why don't we open up a book, a school book? Which is wild because on that notion, the textbooks in schools are constantly changing every year. They're constantly changing and correcting their errors of their views of science, evolution, because it constantly keeps getting proven wrong. But they still keep pushing this mainstream. Like mainstream people believe all these craziness. Like when you start actually looking into these things, you see all these things what they're teaching. A lot of them is inaccurate. Like a lot of things that Darwin taught about mechanisms that are like they're inaccurate, where even Darwinists have rejected them, acknowledging that they're not true. And then yeah, we see that, like I said, which I usually bring up the role of society in that meeting that was 2016, where they said they need a new theory because neo-Darwinism is dead, it's beyond repair. So like there's so many things, but yet they're still taught and it's still pushed. A lot of these ideas are still pushed in mainstream texts, like in public schools, etc. These textbooks in colleges and public schools as truths, but they're not. But they're teaching our youth that they're true, and people are growing up even in colleges like, oh no, this is true. My science book tells me. But then we actually start getting to the fruit of it, and it becomes pretty apparent quite quickly that the things they're teaching are not true. They're just crazy, like fake reality, fantasy theories that these people are whacking up with no proof whatsoever. Which we know true science is observable, repair. We can test it. It's testable, right? And we can see the truth. Versus what they're doing is just random fairy tale theories of, yeah, this must have been from this, and it probably was that over there, and then it came back, and then boom, like this is like I said, like the Big Bang. Like one of the we might as well get into some of it now while we wait, because I can't have you guys keep waiting while we're waiting for people. But that's just one of the is not what it is. It's like arguably the dumbest, most ignorant statement that's observable to any common folk. Like there's never a time when nothing creates something. Like just to think about the sheer stupidity to make that assertion where there's nothing right now, right? So imagine this little box. You see this little box, there's nothing. And somehow with nothing causes an explosion. So just nothing, there's nothing there and an explosion happens. Like that's absurd. And again, we know things replicate itself, right? But yet again, when you go to evolution, none of these things they claim, these huge staples of their religion, because that's what atheism, evolution is, a religion, and their belief, their faith that they have, it's into nothing. Like all the big staples of their belief, their faith, is on nonsense. Things that aren't replicated, things that don't make any sense, things that aren't logical, things that defy the laws that we have in science. So it's pretty outrageous to make these claims. And then usually they'll attack Christianity. But their attacks on Christianity, they have contradictions because they're implying the same thing on their side, but it's actually much less credible because on their side, there's no designer there, which would fill that answer, fill the gap. Instead, theirs is just like, it just happened. Like, Genius, can't even pronounce it. Can't even think right now. But that, yes. I always call it Genesis, and then it's not. I gotta look at the word. Where's it again? Biogenesis. Excuse me. There you go. I'm sorry. Sometimes I try to speak too fast. But yeah, I always call it Genesis. I don't know why. But yeah, biogenesis. We know one of the laws, right? Life cannot come from non-life. But yeah, in evolution, they're like, well, it can't. Besides this time, and then now we're good. Now it can. Like they're defying the laws. Like that's why Darwin never even tried to tackle origin, even though in his book it was Origin of Life, but he never actually talks about the origin of life. He just talks about later on after there already is life established. Okay, now on these, it's craziness. A lot of craziness. But like I said, yeah, so we get there's just so much crazy. Like the Democrat Christian thing, that's usually what's powerful. I'm probably just gonna switch back. That's usually the staple, man. But yeah, usually we get into all this stuff, but when it's crazy that people say the fairy tales, thank you, Stuart. People say the fairy tales rest on this side, but when you go to this side, you see support, you see proof. You go to their side, and you're like nothing. Like they're like, oh, Jesus was resurrected from the dead, which again shows us God. Versus theirs is like, yo, we all just came to life out of nothing, no non-life. It's like that doesn't make any sense, buddy. And then you get into all these other issues when you go to their stance about morality, rationality. Like you're pulling rational, you're trying to make rational something rational, like make sense of something rationally, something that isn't, that's irrational by nature. Like it doesn't make sense. There's just so much craziness. Yeah, precise. It's insanity, but it's not even. We have like none. The only thing they try to pull towards is somewhat of adaptation, which they try to call microevolution, but it's adaptation, which no one refutes. We know that. But that's not evolution, because evolution, we know, is change of kinds. Like you didn't go from, like what they teach, like we came from a rock. That what happened? Rain fell on the rock, and then the rain that fell on the rock created like some kind of jelly, like slime, that created somehow fish, and then the fish came into primates, etc., and the people we came. Like it's insanity. Or some people who also, with that same kind of view, believe that lightning struck mud, and then boom, ooh, here we go. Like it's just craziness. Things that aren't replicable. You can't replicate. Excuse me. Things that just don't make sense logically. That we always see the opposite of. Always. So, like I said, the law of thermodynamics is broken with the Big Bang, right? We know explosion never causes and brings order, or, beautiful sophistication that we see in the world, the universes, right, where they work perfectly and go past all the systems to each other perfectly. But instead, you see that there's like, no, this big explosion just caused, and it was an explosion of nothing, but somehow when it exploded, it created the universe and Earth and all of it. It was just, well, it's insanity. It's literally all it is ignorant theory of people who are hateful towards God. Like I said, like you see Darwin, he said that towards, put the nail in the coffin for him towards God, because his daughter died, I think it was when he was 10, of leukemia. So like you see this hate towards God. Like I think I mentioned last, I think you were still here, LC. I don't know if you came in yet when I mentioned it, but like in that their 2016 Royal Society convention, like I think it was Royal Society, excuse me, in London, where they had a meeting and they were like, yo, science is like, neo-Darwinism's dead, meaning a theory. Again, why are you not going to a theory of design, of creationism, like where we have proof, we have also, this all adds up, but it all makes perfect sense. Instead of like, no, we need a new one because we don't want to submit to God. We don't want to submit there's a designer, there's a creator. We don't want to have authority. We don't want to admit we're wrong. We're mad at God. We hate God. We don't want what he has to offer. So you can see a clear opposition where like you're not trying to seek truth. The goal is not there for you to have truth. And when you look at evolution, it's like dealing with like Muslims or Hebrew Israelites, black Hebrew Israelites. We don't like that term anymore, which I don't care. But yeah, you see with them, like they're just like, to be that, you have to be dishonest. You have to put lies in there and try to misrepresent things, because you see them even misrepresenting like the fossil record. But we know the fossil record actually refutes Darwinism, so it doesn't make any sense, because Darwinism predicted these long, super long periods that things would take super long. You would see slight, tiny little changes that would start sending to different things, but then we see that exactly the opposite. So there were so many things that Darwin predicted that were way off. He didn't know what he was talking about. Plus, he was not a good person. But which you see is replicated in society. We're not looking for proof. We're not looking for true science. In true science, I'm gonna take something right here. I'm gonna take these, and I'm gonna drop both, and see one's way more than this one, right? So I'm gonna drop it, and this one's probably gonna fall every single time way more, because this one's barely full, this one's not. So we know by the weight and the mass, right? It's gonna cause it to drop faster, and I'll keep replicating that 10 times and not change the way and how I drop them. Make sure it's the exact same. Make sure that it's the same exact. They're filled the exact same way, right? Make sure all the variables are the same, so I can replicate the test over and over and over without changing anything to find out the results, so I can test it. Versus their stuff is not testable, not observable. It's not something we're verifying. It's just all fantasy. Like literal fantasy of theories that they just want to be true. Like actually, which is crazy when you look into evolution, they believe, should blow your mind, they believe that squid and octopus come from outer space. Like that's wild. Like they're aliens. That's crazy. Like crazy. Like insane. Like that's different level. Like you're what? Yeah. When you start looking into their views and what they believe, it's insane. Like it doesn't make sense. It's almost like same thing with Catholicism. Like people don't really know a lot of times when they're on the surface level what Catholicism believes. Like my uncle he's born and raised, and he didn't know a bunch of things that they believe. Like, wait, what? Like, you didn't know this? It's like, no, I didn't know this, didn't know this, and I'm like, so it's for the, that's what I'm saying. Like, and we know like Hitler too talks about that, right? You keep telling a lie big enough, loud enough, telling it enough that you basically control the masses. Like, they're gonna start believing that lie. And then you see that with the Liberal Party, the left, like that's what they do, right? They're usually the minority, but they just shout the loudest and keep telling these lies and keep saying it over and over and over and over, where people believe it. Where I still talk to people to this day who will talk about lies from years ago that were clearly exploited as lies, and they still tell it though now because they just no, don't listen to what you're saying. Like CNN, how can people still watch CNN? They've been exposed lying so many times, misrepresenting things so many times, and people still watch them. It's like that's crazy, like insane. But yeah, when you find someone who's a liar, but they just keep repeating it over and over and over and over, it becomes stuck in the person's head, so they start believing it and start saying it. They just, yeah, this is true, without actually caring about truth. Which, I mean, obviously a lot of them like it, right? It's feeding into the you can be your own God mentality. But yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane to the membrane. So yeah, so hopefully I'll probably just put it back to the other one. Seems like we get a lot more engagement with that one. A lot of people don't know, I guess, about evolution. I just recommend anyone watching right now, you guys just look into evolution more and more and more. Like, and I mean, look into it, not the surface level when they just be like, yeah, this is like, oh, we got proof about this and this and this. We have proof that this. No. Look, I mean, like, look into everything it says. Actually, and if you're really honest and you're really non-biased, look into both sides, right? If you think, look into evolution, look into creationism. If you're being honest, you're gonna see one has huge holes and their claims don't make any sense at surface level. So I can say anything I want right now, but once it gets to the point of me proving it, it becomes a different matter. And then you see creationism, like, wait a second, all these things that refute what their claim on the side. Which, like I said, the 2016 thing made it pretty well. Which is why you see people going to aliens now. They have to go to, for evolution to work, they have to say it was aliens. There has to be some kind of extrinsic force outside of, just material, non-life. There has to be something outside force that caused life, because we know that life can't come from non-life. Life only comes from life, a pre-existing life. So again, crazy things that we know, these laws that we've always known, and we're like, nah, this time though, somehow it just didn't. Just believe me, bro. Trust me, bro. Yeah, it's insane. Let me switch these titles real quick. It's crazy. I'll make this simpler for the slower people that try to say no. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. People coming in, feel free to respond, make your statement, whatever you feel. Boom. All right. There we go. So we put that in, updated that. We should be vibing. Actually, I didn't put in the other one, but said, here we go. All right. So, I guys feel free to state your agreement, disagreement. You want open dialogue? Come on in. You can give me dialogue in chat or not. Up to you either way. There we go. Let me switch this real quick. Give me a second. All right. But okie dokie. All right. So still nothing. Still nada. Oh, so we're saying we'll vibe for a little bit. See if we get any good discussions going on. Hopefully something. Which, instead of the usual, you can't be Republican and Christian either. Not gonna tell you why. Ooh, and actually, I don't know if I told this to end it on the creationism, which C.S. Lewis quote, which is pretty bars. It says, "Men became scientific because they expected law in nature, and they expected law in nature because they believed in the legislator. Most modern scientists, this belief has died. It'll be interesting to see how long their confidence in uniformity survives it." But yeah, it's done again. So like, why do we become more scientific? Because we expect the law of nature. But you go for evolution, not like, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, and it's crazy. Like, and we're looking for rationality in the irrational. It just doesn't make sense on any level. Insanity, man. Which is always an attack against Christianity, but as we know, most early creationists, the like early scientists, like the big names we know they were Christian, like theists. I mean, or you can say theists if you want, because a lot of them believe in, even some that believe in a God, just not the Christian. I don't think they knew for sure, but either way they believed in it. It's not like, it's just common sense. Which once you get to that, then you can move to the next step of who. To suggest there's none at all is wild. But yeah, so now we'll switch the topic to the thing about it. Can you be Christian and Democrat? Which again should be pretty obvious, but we'll see what we get tonight. What's I gonna look for? Yeah.
My trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Somehow you
I don't know. I didn't think about Einstein.
somehow you shed for me. Somehow you died for me.
There is harmony in the cosmos, which I, with my limited human mind, am able to recognize. Yet there are people that say there's no God. It's bars. All right, let me see what she said. I heard that there are 8 different Bibles that have different amounts of book. 8 different Bibles? The K, that's what I'm talking about. KJV. So I mean, yeah. I was the Textus Receptus. You want to say with a period, the received text. So yeah, you have the critical text. I don't know why they're saying there's 8 different. Oh, you're talking about the canons, like who have like their Bible. Like you have the Catholic canon, right? They include all the Apocrypha. They have more books than the Christian. Like, because even like newer translations that come off the Textus Receptus that came from like the evil men Westcott and Hort and all other people behind the Catholic Church, etc. They use still the same critical text, and that's why you see all these new modern translations that come out. There's like what, I think a couple hundred. And that's insane. They just keep making more and more and more. I think the Gen Z. I don't know if you've seen Rick, but he talks about like the Gen Z that comes out. He uses it because he thinks it's funny. It is actually pretty funny some parts, but like yeah, there's just more and more Bibles that are coming from that. But yeah, I think you're talking about the. I thought there was 6. Maybe there's 8. Let's see. Different canons. You have the Ethiopian, the Catholic. Of Bible. Let me see. It's 6, right? Let's see. The Protestant books: Protestant, the Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, Ethiopian. Those are 4. That was more. How many? Let me see. How many canons? Okay, so yeah, it's only 4 then. Never mind. I stand corrected. I'm sorry, that's wrong. So yeah, it's 4 then. But that's what if that's what you're talking about, the canons, not like the Bibles. Well, I guess yeah, you're saying Bibles, so that would still be right. Yeah, and it says Ethiopian has the most, I'm pretty sure, and then we have the least. Yeah, we have 66. Catholic Church had 73, excuse me. Orthodox Bibles range. Well, I guess either I didn't know that. Eastern Orthodox, I guess they have a range. 76 to 81 plus. And Ethiopian Orthodox. I thought they were the same thing. I guess it's East Orthodox Bible. I think it's Eastern Orthodox. Yeah, it is. Because that one says around 76, but then it says 76 to 83. So I guess I could change. Eastern Orthodox and Catholics, you probably hear a lot of arguments between the two, which is crazy because they're like identical. I think they split around like 1,000 something AD. Well, off some different disagreements, but they're pretty close, like very, very identical, especially the big things. And they're both heretical, both blasphemous, obviously because they come from the same church. But yeah, yippers. Yeah, you hear that? That's one guy came in. Like I was trying to debate like a week ago. He was like super arrogant, but he kept saying stupidity. Like he had said we got like our Bible from the Catholic Church, which is crazy because you have like translations like the Peshitta, Syriac Bibles that were before the council. It was a Council of Trent. I think it's Council of Trent, right? Let me see that. They made that when they announced their canon. Council of Trent was what 420? I mixed it with that and the Council of Nicaea all the time. No, okay, it's Council of Nicaea then I think. Excuse me. 420. Oh, it's 325, I think, right? No, 425, 325. There you go. Yeah, I think it was Council of Nicaea when the Catholic Church announces their Bible. Moses canon. But again, all they did was make. No, they didn't. It wasn't the council. I thought it was. So was the one that was like around 400. Which council is it that's around 400? Council Trent's like 1500. Council. Let's see. Let me say 4 something AD. It's like 420 something. No, I don't know if it was 20. It was like 420, 30 something AD. Let's see. But it basically was when they announced like what they can like officially, and didn't people should make an argument like that's actually them saying when they made the Bible. I think Nicaea or Trent, no. Oh wait. Wait, no, this is a council. This is a council chart. No, council from defining the biblical canon. Okay, yeah, so the canon says they formally define the biblical canon. Scripture confirming the Vulgate. Yeah, okay. So it was. I thought it was earlier than that. I thought it was like towards Council of Nicaea, but it's like I was mistaken. Right? Yeah, no, it was Council of Rome. There you go, 382. Near the councils of Carthage, but that was something separate, I think. But yeah, okay. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm all over the place right now. They have so many councils in general. But okay, so yeah. But yeah, again, it's insane. Because nothing there. But again, people trying to. That's what people try. They try to like go out on a limb to try to find like a branch. And they can try to mess with like, oh, maybe this part. This is. Which again, if something's wrong, you're gonna attack the foundation. You're gonna attack the root of it. Why would you waste time going to branches or something else? Like another common thing people do is always attack the Catholic Church. What they did, they're evil, and put it on Christians. But it's like, bro, what? We're not the same. But that's a whole different subject. But that's awesome. You know about the Chi to the Vi to the G, which of Textus Receptus. Because people try to make the argument of KJV only, which we don't want to be limited there because it's not that. It's received text or Textus Receptus only. The KJV is a product of that in English, but which yeah, we see the issues. Which that one guy, I don't think you were there. It was like 3 or 4 days ago when he came in. He was trying to argue evolution. Then he tried to be like he tried like I guess affirm some kind of theistic evolution, like God and evolution work together, which is craziness. So then after I refuted his evolution, he just switched. Didn't even concede like usual when people are just being prideful. he didn't concede that he just switches to like the Bible and starts attacking the Bible in the different translations, and it was like, yeah, that I don't agree with that, so you're not. But then just kept going to, yeah, it depends on what translation you use, which is again the issue, because the critical text, like the translations, they come off the same text, but they have drastically different doctrines. Because in certain areas, whatever doctrine you're dealing with, a different Bible translation will give you a different answer of the critical text, which is like, yeah, that's my point. I'm in agreement with that. That doesn't refute it. Which is weird because he kept trying to attack the Bible in general, though, saying he was a Christian. But he kept, which is again another thing you see from the left. Like they don't want a word that's authoritative. They don't want an authority of God in general. They want something that's loose, where they can still be their God, be a God themselves, and act like they're a Christian as well, like serving God, and make up their own rights or wrongs. Find some kind of thing they can cherry pick or isolate out of context to justify their evil and being lukewarm. Which lukewarm is actually maybe it's probably a exaggeration, because they're not even like warm, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like some sushi, that's been like not left out of the fridge for 2 days. Actually, maybe even a day. Sushi's supposed to be cold, so if you have some sushi that's left out, oof. Which I guess technically would still be. Would it be warm? It's a good question. I guess it depends on what kind. But yeah. So people coming into the stream, guys, feel free to state your position, guys. What do you got? Is it my wrong? Can someone answer this? Why do people say you could be a Democrat and Christian? I am looking forward to, God willing, still waiting on this move. Like I said, God willing, and once we do, we'll have a lot more in person. Because in person, it's way better engagement wise than online. People are different. You see a lot more honesty online, in person, from what I've seen, versus online. You usually get people just saying stupidity. Plus, people, I guess, are more cowardice. People usually aren't as bold, obviously, being behind a keyboard, just saying stupidity or ignorance. Versus when you talk to people in person, usually it's more genuine. And yeah, just, and it's not to say like you're bullying them or anything. It's just people will act more normal, when you're outside of life, versus like this fantasy with people like, yeah, I can be big and bad, I can be this. But in person, people just they have more balance. They have more. They're more like, yeah, more sobriety, I guess you could say. They're more timid to act that irate or like crazy. But yeah, so I'm hoping, like I said, people come in here, like I said, and you get to discussing, get some going. But nah, I'm probably have to call it. It was my fault. I started too late. Just to get back, like, it took like 30 minutes typing up some more notes. So I'm trying to compile these notes together in every area, every topic. I was waiting until we move, because right now we're moving in the process of, so trying to get, not moving, we're preparing for moving. So we're getting everything packed up. So like, I don't want to make a huge book of all these different things right now and get ready to move. So in due time. LC, so. And actually, looking at your question as well, I don't know if this is true or if there is. They are definitely false Bibles. Like, people can get saved using them, but they definitely they have a lot of heresy, like falsifications they put in scriptures. They take out Jesus' divinity a lot. They take out, like in 1 Timothy, I think it's 3:16. It takes out God, right? Like, Jesus is God. Like, it says that God. It takes out the part God, the word God manifested in the flesh, right? Like the mystery of godliness. The newer translations take that out and just put He to manifest in the flesh, like Jesus. But it takes away His title, who He is, His nature, His essence. And that's the mystery of godliness, right? God Himself came, manifested, put on flesh, so He could, take our penalty, be the propitiation of sins, and put upon Himself so that we could have a chance of salvation, we could be saved, we could be forgiven because of His grace and mercy. And they take that out. Like, how's that? There's no mystery behind that. Like, He put on flesh. Yeah, we have flesh. Like, we put on flesh. Like, there's nothing there. Like, well, He's manifest in the flesh. Like, you could see Him in the flesh. Okay, so we can see us in the flesh. Why did they take out He's God? It's in the flesh. And you see it actually attacked regularly nowadays when people are constantly attacking Jesus being God. But Catholics, like, there's debates people try to debate against it, but you can see at Catholic times like Westcott and Hort, they were big against, like, people didn't believe Jesus was God. Like, they had a lot of weird visions, like, of stances the Catholic Church, Eastern Orthodox Church, a lot of early heresies. That's why they had all those councils to try to like put their official stance, because they had a lot of those things rising up. But you do see a lot of things about the history, like trying to lower Jesus' divinity, and you see the modern text doing that a lot, taking out his blood, taking out who he like him as God, etc. And you see that even with different translations trying to diminish, like 1 John 5:7. They're like, oh, that wasn't there, that wasn't there, saying that, you know, God and Jesus are one. Nah, that three that bear witness in heaven, and these three are one. So that's the Trinity verbatim. And they're like, nah, that wasn't there, because we had like, you know, our translation we found like 150 years ago. We're like, oh, almost 200 years ago, but they're like, oh, we found this, and yeah, no, it doesn't have it, so that one's wrong. Ours is the oldest, so it must be the best, right? We're not gonna test it that's that old, but we're just gonna trust me, bro. And then it's craziness. So yeah, there's so much issues in general. If you look in the history of Westcott and Hort, you'll see, oh, just a Textus Receptus versus like, not even to look at Textus Receptus, just you look in the KJV Research Council, they do a really good job going to providing the facts, historical things. There's actually a documentary on it. One's like the tares among the wheat, one's like the light and the dark. We put it on our stream. I put it up several times. I forgot what it's called. Like to find them, but yeah, they're pretty good documentaries, like breaking down the history, things that go on. Actually, I have a video, like mine's like 2 hours long. It's about 2 years ago, I think. Maybe it's probably more than that now, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, where I break down like the history, like showing the different history of the translations. If I go to a Muslim, he probably were different. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like that doesn't, and it's insane that they do that, because they have different Qurans. So, and they always try to deny they do, and the people have to actually bring out and name their different Qurans. And that's mentioned when you go back to their history, in their own Quran talks about how they had different Qurans. I think it's their own Qurans or their Hadiths. I think it's Quran, I'm pretty sure. But it talks about how they had different Qurans. And then Al-Bukhari, I think it was, had to go and like burn he had to get one and then burn the rest of them, like the 7 translations. Like, so there was one. Like, so you're telling me you had different scriptures and you got rid of all of them. So yeah, there's issues. Not to mention you have the things with the sucklings, right? That Aisha talks about in some of the Hadiths that were there that are missing, that got eaten by a goat. There's a couple other ones. Like there's a lot of issues with their stances. But yeah, what they're doing is the straw man, because they know they have those issues, but their claims, they're being contradicting, but they're also claiming that about our side, but that's not an issue for us. Which unfortunately I see that happening to like some people like God Logic or David Wood. They're pretty good with refuting Muslims, and they know obviously a lot more. That's what they specialize in. But they don't get into this stuff because they're trying to keep their popularity and their views and their money they're making, because they don't tell their views. And actually, I forgot that one guy's name. He even said like he will never probably tell his stances on like Christianity, and that's a pretty big issue, by the way. Again, showing not to mention compromise. So I called them out on. They deleted my message when I called them out on it. Him and Dave Wood. But what do you call it? The issue is still, yes, that's not an issue for Christians, because that's not a problem, period. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Some people said there's extra scriptures to there. Okay, that's all I say, one truth. So if someone makes extra scriptures, that doesn't refute scripture. Like right now, if I go and add a couple of scriptures, I'm like, you know what? I like that in the Catholic Church does. These Apocrypha, I like that. Yeah, let me add that into scriptures. Okay, so now the scriptures have more, and then I get a council to confirm that. That's not knocking Christianity because some false cult came and attacked it or added to it. It doesn't take away what's legit, which is weird. They do the same thing with false denominations and stuff all the time. They use their ignorance. But like, see, you see liberals do it too with people who are supposed to be Christians. There's a guy supposed to be Republican. He's a serial killer, murderer. Like, see, that's Republicans for you. But they won't have the same status or same line of judgment for themselves. So again, the hypocrisy is crazy. But they use things like that, like, you know, the bad apple kind of thing, as a response to like negate something, versus actually attacking the thing itself, showing how this issues itself, which their Quran is filtered with issues. Like the sun setting in muddy waters blows my mind. And they like literally thought like that, which you could picture like him saying that. People are like, what happens? Where's the sun go when it goes to the hill? He's like, And this is back like 650 AD. He's like, oh, it just sets in some muddy. It sets in some muddy waters. You know, that's where it goes. It goes over. And then of course they can't test it. This guy's just a dirtbag lying. Like, they're not like, oh man, no, you can't. There's no way to find out. I mean, that's obviously science way later, but they're nowhere near that time period. So yeah, and it's just that's the muddy waters, and it comes back up again after it cools off real quick. It's this craziness, and then yeah, there's just so many issues, so many issues. Which yeah, and when you see it like for Islam, you just see the thing of craziness where like I think Aisha calls it out even in there when she's like it seems like the way he is, how he serves, always him. Like he gets all these special benefits, and no one else can do these things, but he can. Or he gets extra wives. She's like, it's interesting how he always pleases you, or how he messes with a slave and then comes back, and yeah, it's crazy, man. Roger that. Hope you talk with a Muslim. Hope you guys, if you know him still, you keep talking to him. If you plant some seeds or water him already, God willing, man. You have a great night. Do you see Christ with all your heart, mind, and soul, man? Catch you later, if Lord willing. Peace and grace, dude. Other people who came in, please feel free to state your position. What you guys think about these Zetaita. Feel free to say, is it right? Can someone be Christian and Democrat? Can someone answer this for me? Somebody? Is it possible? Why do people say it's possible? It blows my mind. Like I read the scriptures and I see what Democrats would stand for. And then I read the scriptures. And then I'm like, this is impossible. But somehow people are saying they're doing both. And no one's been able to defend it. So we'll see if one person can. Can you be the, actually, let's put that. Can you be the one who answers the question? Yeah, let me put that. Actually, that's a good one. Put that, yo, can it be you? What's going on my stream right now? Alright, let me just do that. That's too long of a title, but we'll put it. Can it be you? Oh man. I said so. Yeah, people who are there, I said feel free, guys, to state your position, man. If I'm in error, you can answer it. Feel free to do so. Actually, but can you know any answers this? Can you be the one? Yeah, there we go. That's fine. I'll keep that up for now. Let's see. It's already 12:30. Oh, we'll see what we get. Like I said, I think I started way too late. Everybody's sleeping. Oh, I opened another one. Oopsie. Wait, open panel. What is this? Songs this one. Sunday's a boy. Yeah, it's definitely slow. I think it's just because I did it too late. Oh, bot. Super duper late. Not missing 1 o'clock. Anybody with any challenge. people coming in. Go ahead, feel free to state. Can you be the one to answer the question? Can you answer this? The question that's been indisputable, excuse me. Undisputed. I was gonna say undisputed, mixed it. But yeah, undisputed champion. It cannot be answered. Well, I mean, it can be answered because they're not Christian, but like from their stance, like solve the issue here. People are saying you can be Christian and Democrat when clearly you can't. But they're saying you can. It's obviously a rhetorical question that we need you to solve. You're like another 5 minutes. If I don't, I'm probably gonna call it. It's too slow tonight. All right, there we go. Right there. Put that right there. Yeah, if we don't get anything, we're probably gonna call it. We'll wait until tomorrow, God. This is too slow. I guess I got started earlier. I keep starting too late, and there's no pace going before. Actually, let me go. Let me switch from this. Go to politics. Twitch. You get some people coming in. They be mad. Like, yo, how dare you say that? How dare you say that? It makes me mad. You say that. Punch you in the face. Let me put it even. I'm gonna put an email kick. What's it? Politics. Politics. Yeah, politics. I kicked on that. Yeah, they did. Alright, there it is. See if they come or not. Alright. And now we wait. Best viewer, Streamboo. Streamboo. Hi, boo. Ooh, we just had a bunch of people in just now. I missed it. Bye-bye. I'm gonna look at this. Alright, so we change it. We'll see who comes in if you guys can answer this amazing question. Well, solve. Actually, I didn't even put the question anymore. So you can't be. Someone can solve this. Someone can be the one who proves this wrong. Can they be the one? Let me put actually let me switch out on this thing too, because can they be the one? Can they do? No one's ever been able to do before. What's this? Oh, that's not. Okay. I don't think they can. All right. People keep coming in and leaving, yo. I just billionaire minds. Subscribe. Okay. Might have been here. Doesn't say much. Okay. What time we at? I forgot what time I said this at. While we wait for people to keep coming in and out, be right back. Actually, let me grab this one. Second here, over here. What's up, guys? Hope you guys doing awesome. Put that going right there. All right. All right, we're gonna see. That's pretty boring, man. Pretty dead. Everybody sleeping or what? Only cool. Stream that late at night. But time is it? All right, let's see. Still got nothing. All right, yeah, we're gonna call it, guys. There's a few people still here, but nothing's changed as far as the YouTube. So I'm gonna call it. You guys have a fantastic night. See Christ. Hopefully, when I stream again, either tomorrow or Tuesday, God willing, I will be on earlier. We'll get this thing going. Peace and grace. See Christ with all your mind, heart, mind, and soul.